Today on Transit Unplugged TV, we come to you from Miami, Florida for the CoMotion Miami show, which is phenomenal. It's an exhibition show and an opportunity for people to come together and discuss solutions to some of our city's greatest problems. Mobility is one of those solutions, one of the primary ones I would add, and some of the latest cutting-edge technology is on display here. We're going to bring it to you right from the vehicle, where we get to ride some of the greatest vehicles out here, some of these fun utility vehicles, and we see scooters and even like coolers that will come and bring you your food. It's just an amazing display of all that's latest and greatest, plus some interviews with some of Miami's transit leaders, and of course, our fun episode, How Do I Get There? With Carlos Cruz-Casas. Can't wait to bring you this amazing show, Transit Unplugged TV from Miami, Florida. John Rossant, great to be with you at your big show here, CoMotion Miami.
Great to be with you, Paul. I'm a big fan of what you do.
Thank you. So tell us a little bit about CoMotion.
So CoMotion brings together startups, but also public officials, because we think that the future of mobility depends on a very healthy collaboration between public and private. You know, more than almost any other sector, because we have public rights of ways in cities. It's not just a private sector thing.
That's right.
We have to integrate with the public sector, and transit is so important.
So how did you create this? I mean, you've got such a unique background. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, you know, I have a background, I've done various things in my career, but I used to be, a long time ago, in the press, and I was one of the editors of Business Week magazine. The Europe editor. And so from there, I went on to get very involved. I ran the company in Switzerland that put together the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland every year.
Wow.
So I got used to kind of bringing people together.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But my real love and passion is on cities. And here's another delivery bot from Coco.
Oh yeah, check it out.
Coco. Hey John.
Hey there, man. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Well,
So,
Carl.
Hey Carl. So what would happen here? We would, I could call this to come to my apartment in downtown San Francisco, and it would bring me.
Could bring you groceries. Could bring you a meal.
Who's going to put it in there for me?
The restaurant or the grocer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Thanks.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you, man.
So in Davos, you were bringing all the World Economic Forum people together.
So
what happened next?
So my real heart was really in cities, and I felt very keenly, starting about 15 years ago, that cities were going to be the next big thing.
Yeah.
You know, there's the internet, digitalization of everything. Then at the end of the day, most of humanity is now lives in cities. We have to get cities right. So I started to look more and more closely at the impact of new technologies on cities. And when you start to do that, we start to look at cities, you immediately arrive at mobility and transportation.
I wish you the very best and continue in what you're doing, John. It's awesome.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, brother.
Really good.
Take care.
Thank you.
It was great to hear the passion and vision for new mobility from the City of Miami's Mayor, Francis Suárez.
The solutions are there. We just have to start thinking about today and tomorrow's technology, not yesterday's technology. And I think that's a microcosm for modern day politics. We're in an inflection point in the world where we're transitioning from the boomer generation, which did a tremendous amount. My father was the first Cuban mayor of Miami. I am so grateful for him and for what he did to make this city the city that can create the kind of ecosystem that's seeing the explosive growth that we're experiencing at this moment. If it wasn't for him, and Harry knows this, he was there at the beginning. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have these opportunities. We wouldn't have the building blocks to create this ecosystem. But we've got to turn the page. We've got to move on. Our children and our grandchildren and our unborn grandchildren, great-grandchildren depend on it.
Riding a level 3 or 4 autonomous vehicle is pretty cool. I ride, but someone else is steering and accelerating the vehicle from inside the convention center, using the onboard cameras and sensors to see. Brian, just had a chance to ride your Great Bird scooter. Tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing.
Love to. Well, first of all, welcome to CoMotion Miami.
There you go.
It's pretty amazing to be here with all the cities that are here. But really what we're doing is trying to change the way people think about transportation in terms of last mile. For the last 4 years, what Bird's been doing is launching in cities all around the world We're in over 400 cities now, and what you're looking at is the culmination of our efforts of product development. And we've tried to take, automotive technology and shrink it down into micromobility. So what you're seeing, and you just had a ride and had some fun, was the result of that. So here in Miami, we're trying to show different cities that are attending what our automotive technology scaling has been able to do in terms of affecting, short distance transportation.
Big thing that transit agencies are worried about is first and last mile solutions. Getting people to the train, to the hub. Is that the way that BIRD is being used in conjunction with public transit agencies?
Absolutely 100%. What we look at is really a city's infrastructure planning, and we understand different zones and where we can really augment the transportation needs of a city. We want to be complementary, and that's really what our success has been derived from.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Hey, no problem. Thanks.
Adrian, tell us about the Fun Utility Vehicle and the role that these type of vehicles are playing in the urban mobility landscape.
Of course, so the Fun Utility Vehicle, it's a US-made vehicle with a unique manufacturer called Arcimoto. You'll find us at arcimoto.com. Our vehicle is a reverse trike vehicle, and that means two wheels to the front, one to the back, as you can see there, and it's front-wheel drive and it's totally electric. And we're the first manufacturer globally to bring anything like this to the market, and we're in small-scale production, about to go to large-scale production. How it will fit into the e-mobility platforms and the big jigsaw that is e-mobility, that's the exciting side of things. So we have a very fun vehicle that's the perfect match or cross between a car and a motorcycle. But behind the scenes, we're working with various engineering, manufacturing specialists and AV specialists to create autonomous vehicles. So we see this vehicle as a fantastic platform that will form a future of mobility, whether it's last mile delivery, whether it's last mile commuting, that type of model.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
What a great vehicle.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, so tell me about what Beep is and what you all do.
Absolutely. So Beep is an operator of autonomous vehicles. We're the largest in the country, solely devoted to autonomous operation. Right now, we are creating a turnkey solution to be able to connect the suppliers to the end partner, whether that be in the public or private sector. We're working, and we're headquartered out of Florida. We're also in Georgia, Arizona, working to create a maintenance plan, operational plan with our command center to create a full-scale support system for these vehicles to be able to operate successfully and to make sure we're prioritizing safety.
Awesome. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Carlos, we're outside the Manor Wynwood Convention Center here in Miami. We want to get a bite to eat. How do I get there?
There are plenty of places for us to go, and today I want to show you our microtransit service. It's an on-demand transit solution that we have. It is easy to use. You get your phone out, you dial to a number, or you can use an application to request a pickup location to a destination. And one of the great things is share a ride, and you get to know people as you go through.
Excellent. Thank you. Let's try it.
That's right.
Miami is filled with people who focus on their health. So we dined on a late breakfast with some special healthy coffee and infused oatmeal. All right, let's see how good this coffee is.
Yes.
Cheers. Very good. Very tasty, Carlos.
Yeah.
So, hey, tell me about your background. I know that you were the one that kind of brought CoMotion to Miami, but you've got a deep, rich background here in Miami. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so let's talk about that, right? So I was born and raised in Puerto Rico, and I started doing transportation from a civil engineer kind of approach to it. And I decided that I need to do a master's to really kind of get into better understanding of urban transportation. So went to UF and became, took a master's degree on urban transportation planning and engineering. I became the ITE, the director or the president for UF Council, basically, is the International Transportation Engineers. And I started talking with all the different companies. And to me, it was more about getting that real life experience in the different agencies and companies. I started working as a consultant. You heard the Mayor Suárez today talk about what consultants do and all the different studies. I used to do that, and I got tired of not being able to deliver my plans were actually put on a shelf. And the good opportunity came in to become the chief transportation manager for the city of Miami. And I said, you know what, this is a good opportunity for me to take the ideas, the development that we've done into implementation.
And what's your vision? I mean, I know you work with Eulois to implement this great vision here, but what is your vision for what's happening here in Miami?
Yeah. So I'm blessed, I guess, to the opportunity to now I'm going to focus on innovation. And innovation what often get confused with technology. It's not about that. It's about how we address the problems that we have. In Miami, we are very diverse. We're very dynamic. Not every Wednesday is the same, right? You want to go different places at the same time. We need to make sure that we provide mobility solutions that can match your need. So what I'm trying to do here is, and again, through the leadership of our director and CEO, Eulois Cleckley, and our great new mayor, Mayor Levin Cava, is to make sure that we provide mobility options that meet the need of the riders. And it, to me, it needs to be seamless, and needs to be taking consideration that everyone experiences the city differently, and we need to adapt to their needs and move them appropriately. So again, this is not going to be an easy task, I'll tell you that. But my goal is to figure out a way that we can be the conductors, the maestro of the orchestra, right? And start making sure that all the different vehicles that move around are moving collectively with the same intent that we have, which is better mobility outcomes, and to support what we believe is the best thing for our community, which is shared rides. And I will say that again, it's shared rides, but not to forget that transit is the ultimate shared ride.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carlos. That's a great vision.
Yeah, it's the way to go, my friend. Great conversation so far. I know you wanted to try some of Miami's food, and this is a health company food. So tell me what you think about it.
This is excellent. This is a superfood oatmeal. It's got blueberries and bananas. Let's see what it tastes like.
Not bad, huh?
Wow.
Excellent.
It's an explosion of flavor with the blueberries and the bananas all mixed in the oatmeal. Thank you so much for bringing me here. This is a great taste of Miami.
Excellent. Glad you like
And we're looking forward to seeing you in our next city when we figure out how do I get there. I got to ride the Metromover myself, and it's an amazing form of mobility. The Metromover train comes right in here to the mall. People can pick it up and ride where they want to go downtown Miami. It's a great way to get there. It's great to be with you in your offices here in downtown Miami.
Yeah, very happy to have you, and it's always great to see you, Paul.
So Eulois, tell me about your agency here in Miami-Dade and the work you do.
So I run the Department of Transportation and Public Works for Miami-Dade County. So our main portfolio covers transit operations as well as infrastructure. So just to level set a little bit, what is a part of our portfolio, we have 3 modes of transit service that we provide. We have our Metro rail system, which is a 25-mile, 24-stop heavy rail system that we have that connects downtown Miami to parts south, as well as having a direct connection to the airport. We also have an automated people mover system called Metromover, which connects major commercial areas, primarily downtown. It's a 4.4-mile loop. It's an automated system that we're very happy to have. It's been in operation since the 1980s, and we're going through a significant rehab today. And then our main workhorse for our transit service is really our bus system. It's approximately 70% of our overall transit trips that we have. We have 99 routes and approximately 800 buses that service those 99 routes. So that's the transit operation. On the infrastructure side, we're responsible for 5,500 miles of roadways, 168 miles of canals, 195 bridges, about 3,000 or so intersections with traffic signals, also pedestrian lights and street lights are in our portfolio as well, and a little bit of stormwater management and drainage operations that we oversee. So it's a large portfolio. We have 4,000 employees, all hardworking public servants to try to make this county the world's best provider of transportation options.
Tell us some about the challenges you're facing here in Miami when it comes to mobility.
The challenge that we have is figuring out ways to take advantage of the influx of the population and make sure our transportation system is nimble and meets the demand that we're currently experiencing.
Tell me some about the successes you've had here as an agency.
Sure. There's a reason why I always articulate the fact that we have a new vision for our department. And our vision is to be the world's best provider of transportation option. And we say the world for a reason, because we truly feel that we are the gateway to the world. And that's why people are excited about coming down to South Florida. There's one project that we have that I always harken back to say this is an example of how we can be world's best. And that is the fact that we have the largest by value ATMS, Advanced Traffic Management System project in the world. It's well over $200 million. We're going to be updating 3,000 intersections with latest technology, replacing out our old traffic controllers and installing new ones, as well as traffic and pedestrian and cyclist detection devices at these intersections. And what that will do, it will allow, of course, the management of our traffic through our new traffic control system, make sure that that system is nimble, detect where we have traffic issues and the like, but also integrate it with our bus system where we have transit signal priority on some of our major routes. So our bus operations can run much more efficient. Also, from a safety standpoint, this ATMS project will allow us to detect pedestrians so we can have safe operations for those that are traveling on foot. And at the same time, we're going to be testing out some technology to detect cyclists as well, to start collecting data to understand how we design our roadways and our intersections to make sure that they're much more safe. So that's a huge success for us, and we're very proud of that, and that project is moving forward at a good pace at this point.
That's great. What's your agency have in store for us when it comes to the future of mobility here in Miami?
All of the new technology that's on the forefront that Miami really is going to be the hotbed for. Everything from autonomous and connected vehicles that we have pilots that we're coordinating with some of our municipalities today, to the way in which we just make our system much more efficient, whether it be traveler information, whether it be how people pay for the system. Where we are one of the few operators that actually has a open payment system where if you have a contactless enabled credit card, you can pay. You have Apple Pay or Google Pay, you can pay on our system, or you can pay on stored value. Those innovations and ingenuity are things that we're going to interweave into all of our planning and all of our operations moving forward. So the future is bright, and Miami is the place to leverage all of these projects on the capital side, plus the new technology and enhancements to our operation, so people can move to where they need to go in a safe and efficient, environmentally friendly manner. This
has been great, Eulois. It's great to hear your vision for the future and where Miami-Dade is going when it comes to public transit and mobility.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really enjoyed myself today, so looking forward to viewing it later.
So what's our takeaway from this week in Miami at CoMotion Miami? I think it is that traditional transit leaders, like the ones we talked to today, and new mobility leaders are working together to find even brighter solutions for our cities when it comes to helping us get out of the pandemic, create mobility for everyone in our cities, a bright path forward. Public transit is helping mark the way through new technology, combining traditional transit, making a beautiful mobility mosaic.